And in sports, All Saints repeat as double crown champs in the Anton Norris knapsack zone.
Credible, balanced, committed. This is the CBC Evening News.
Very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Broom. This is the CBC Evening News. Management of the Grantley Adams International Airport has responded to the ultimatum handed by the National Union of Public Workers as it seeks a resolution to a pay dispute at the airport. The union had given the management of the airport a noon deadline to put its latest position in the pay saga, and CBC understands that Gaia Inc. has asked the Chief Labour Officer to intervene in the impasse. The non-payment of wages to workers dates back to 2010-2011. Well, union sources have confirmed receipt of a letter from Gaia Inc., but has not revealed the contents. The NUPW staged protest action at the airport on January 29th. It involved about 100 unionized workers. The Ministry of Health is not supporting the introduction of a fat tax in Barbados. Health officials were responding to the idea put forward by a member of the public at the second town hall meeting on healthcare financing in Barbados. A statement released at the most recent town hall meeting at Alexandra School stated that the concept of a fat tax wasn't the position of the ministry, nor was it supported in any way as an approach to addressing healthcare financing. It went on to say that such a tax would be discriminatory and contrary to principles of universal health coverage, which advocate for equal access to healthcare services. Well, there will be 2 more town hall meetings on the topic of healthcare financing. The penultimate forum will be next Tuesday at the Christchurch Parish Church Centre in Churchill. The final meeting will be held at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Centre the following Monday. Both begin at 7. A secondary school principal believes the incident involving a student of Springer School being asked to pick up a piece of litter by a teacher has been blown out of proportion. Principal of Commermere School, Vera Paris, says there are no such problems at his school. He says children comply with the rules and regulations of the Waterford institution. He made the comments this afternoon at Commermere Beautification Day, where students joined in painting their classrooms and picking up litter in and outside of the classrooms to make the environs tidier. Mr. Paris says he doesn't envision parents preventing their children from looking after their environment.
I don't get resistance from a student when they say, well, please take up that garbage from there or that litter from there and whatnot. I think that those traditional Barbadian values of keeping your place clean, those values need to be embraced. And if they are slipping away, we need to bring them back. We've just had an issue here in another school where there was resistance by a particular student and the student's parent, and that really should never have happened. It needed not be blown out of proportion the way it has been. We believe that every child is important. The child's education is important. As a country, we can't afford not to educate our children.
Mr. Paris lauded the response to the Beautification Day as excellent, even though it's not been held for the last 3 years. He says students readily embrace the idea, especially repainting their classrooms in the colors they wanted.
Barbados itself has a very fragile environment to start with, and we've been trying to drive that message home to our students. And this is a practical way in which they are applying this. At the same time, the students in the lower school, first, second, and third forms, for example, they will be given credit for what they're doing here today in their CCSLC program, where they have to perform community service.
Organizers of the day, Sybil Marshall, says the idea was conceptualized by staff under the theme, "It's your space, don't waste." She says they thought this was a good way for the students to reclaim their classrooms.
It's not something that we haven't done before. This is an ongoing thing. This happens day in and day out. And like members of the society in which they live, our students are just as prone to littering as anybody else is. It's not a healthy exercise. It's not a habit that we want to inculcate. We wanted to break that habit. And we wanted to help them to understand that this is their space, in as much as it is their country, and they need to take responsibility for keeping it clean.
We'll have more news just after this break. Stay with us.
Attention! No six, no stones can break my bones when I'm drinking.
Pine Hill Milk.
When we use our passion to create something special, we cherish the experience that brings the result. It isn't always smooth sailing, but that's the beauty of it. Because through experience and the help of knowledgeable partners, we learn and grow together. And we dream bolder dreams for the future. Confident that your passion and our expertise will bring an ever bright tomorrow. ICBL, always there when you need us most.
Enjoy Bonanza, a decadent candy bar. Now introducing another perfect combination with added cranberries and strawberry filling. The Bonanza you love and the new Bonanza Berry. Experience richness you deserve.
Naturally better Orchard.
Time for fun, bring out the sun. Nutritious, so delicious. Way less sugar, no artificial sweeteners. Orchard, natural choice. Orchard, with real fruit juice. Orchard, celebration in each cup.
Orchard 250 ml juice drinks now deliciously improved. Free of artificial sweeteners. More natural goodness with between 33 to 55% less added sugar. Orchard, a perfectly natural choice.
Nestle. Good food, good life.
Distributed by Massey Distribution.
The issue of long delays coming through customs at the Grantley Adams International Airport is reportedly being handled by Prime Minister Fendel Stewart. So says Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association, Sue Springer. And she is confident that the matter will finally be addressed quickly.
My understanding is that the Prime Minister has actually had a very important meeting with all the people involved, and that he is moving forward to put in short, medium and long-term solutions to what has been going on at the airport regarding customs and so on, and to look at the infrastructure in the airport and so on and so forth. So that is at the highest possible level at the moment, and I'm sure that that will be carried out.
The Environment Minister wants the bounty on the Barbados green monkey discontinued. Dr. Dennis Lowe says a different approach needs to be found to address the situation. Monkeys have been targeted for leaving their natural habitat and wreaking havoc on farmers' crops. Dr. Lowe wants a study done to determine why the monkeys are invading human spaces.
Certainly, I think we have to save the monkey because they are going out into human spaces, and you know, it's a frequent feature now to see them dead on the streets and so on and so forth. And of course, there's a bounty program that I'm looking forward in advocating strongly to have it discontinued, because I think it is not the best kind of program for the species.
The significance of our 50th anniversary of independence celebration needs to be clearly spelled out to the young generation of Barbadians. That's what President of the Barbados Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, Ver Paris, wants to see. He was speaking at the launch of the school's engagement essay and drama competition.
One cannot help but wonder, what significance does this youngest generation attribute to November 30th? We all hope it is much more than a date, another public holiday. We must give them reasons to love their country. Who will give them those reasons? It cannot be the school alone. The parents and grandparents who might not have experienced 1966 still have an important role to play in inculcating love of country, significance of nationhood, and the role of the young in building our nation.
Local filmmakers are about to embark on an important and historic event. It's the first ever co-production between the island and South Africa, Umteto, or in English, The Law is the Law. President of the Barbados Film and Video Association, Lynette Eastman, says they first met the production company Monarch Group at the Durban Film Festival in South Africa 2 years ago. She says the plan to collaborate was made when the group attended the association's awards ceremony last year.
We plan to take this around Barbados, our film concept, to give all Barbadians an opportunity to participate, because as you know, with filmmaking, it's not just the acting and the camera work, but there's also the financing of the film, there's also the management, there's also the accounting. So there are many areas in which Barbadians can actually contribute money and time and expertise to the whole production, because we see it as really a major production that will require the involvement and support of as many Barbadians as possible.
A script has been written and casting calls begin here in Barbados on Saturday, while pre-production has already started in South Africa, where part of the film will be shot. The Monarchy Group's work has been nominated for Best Foreign Language Film at the Golden Globes and Oscars this year. Co-founder and director of the group, Ernest Nkosi, says he's excited by the prospect of working with local filmmakers.
What surprised us the most about coming to Barbados was how similar the two countries were, and being from the other side of the world where your only access to the Caribbean is essentially music, and then being actually here and then sampling the culture and meeting the people, and the similarities were uncanny, and that inspired us to make a love story, because I think it's important that we tell love stories amongst each other, and so this film is a love story set in Cape Town and in Barbados.
Just ahead, stories making headlines across the region.
On behalf of the Barbados Horticultural Society, let me welcome all plant lovers to AgroFest 2016, which takes place February the 26th, 27th and the 28th.